Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. Two men wanted in connection with an early morning hit and run turned high-speed chase are finally behind bars tonight. We have the details on that manhunt now in our top story at 5. It was right at the intersection of Old Highway 141 and 300th Street that high-speed pursuit, which started in South Sioux City early this morning, came to an end. We now know the name of the passenger involved in that chase. 24-year-old Zachary Broken Leg is charged with interference with official acts, drug possession, and carrying a concealed weapon. Now, police say around 1:30 this morning, a South Sioux City officer attempted to stop a pair of suspects who were trying to steal a catalytic converter. The suspects drove off, running over the officer's foot. While the passenger was apprehended at the scene of that crash, the driver fled, triggering a manhunt. And again, we now know the driver who fled the scene was apprehended around 2:15 this afternoon in the surrounding area.
This afternoon, our detectives were able to get some new information that led us to that area. We were able to get another perimeter set up specifically for that area, and the officers that were on foot assisting the K-9 team were able to take the subject into custody.
Now, we do not know exactly what he will be charged with, but Sheriff Sheehan says that he will probably face eluding charges along with some form of weapons and drug charges, along with several witnesses telling KCAU 9 News they have never seen a police presence like this before in their community. We'll have more from the Hornick area coming up tonight at 6 and at 10. Now, meanwhile, the prosecution and defense making their closing arguments today in the trial of Derek Chauvin. That is the former police officer charged with killing George Floyd. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest from Minneapolis.
His name was George Perry Floyd Jr.
The name that's forever changed the city of Minneapolis is the same one the jury will be laser focused on as they deliberate the fate of former police officer Derek Chauvin. In closing arguments, prosecutors walking the 12 jurors through George Floyd's life story, blaming Chauvin for cutting it short.
Use your common sense. Believe your eyes. What you saw, you saw. For 9 minutes and 29 seconds, George Floyd begged until he could speak no more.
Defense attorney Eric Nelson attempting to create reasonable doubt, arguing Chauvin's actions were justified.
A reasonable police officer would understand this situation, that Mr. Floyd was able to overcome the efforts of 3 police officers while handcuffed.
Chauvin's team also zeroing in on Floyd's drug and heart issues.
For the medical experts to minimize the timing and the amount of illicit drugs that were found in Mr. Floyd's bloodstream, it is just simply incredible to me.
Now, ahead of the verdict, security is very much stepped up in the Twin Cities, and there are roughly 2,000 National Guard members currently on standby. Plus, schools will be starting remote on Wednesday. Turning now to our coronavirus coverage. If your work schedule is interfering with you getting a vaccine or at least signing up for an appointment, health officials will soon be holding an event clinic in Sioux City. The clinic will be held in the evening on April 27th at the Siouxland Expo Center. There will be 800 available appointments, all open between 4:15 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Now, appointments are available for anyone who's age 16 and older or who needs their first vaccine dose. The Pfizer vaccine will be used during these clinics. Registration for these clinics can be accessed at the Siouxland District Health Department website, or you can call the number right there on your screen, 712-234-3922. Again, if you missed this, we have information on our website. That is SiouxlandProud.com, or click our coronavirus coverage tab on the KCAU 9 mobile news app. South Dakota is among the top states for COVID-19 vaccinations by population. So tonight, health officials are now turning their focus toward those who are hesitant to even get the shots. In central South Dakota, the most rural part of the state, roughly 29% of people surveyed had reservations about getting vaccinated. Health officials say they're trying to steer people toward trusted sources to get their information about vaccines. The pandemic has forced many Americans to lose their jobs. That includes millions of people with barriers to employment. And now, one Siouxland organization is working to help them get back into the workforce. New Perspectives offers an employment program. It provides coaches to help people with disabilities get a job and also maintain it. Coming up tonight at 10, KCAU 9 News reporter Lydia Vasquez shows us how the program benefits some Siouxlanders. And it's time now for our first check on the weather. Meteorologist Marcus Beasley standing by. Marcus, I'm going to admit something here on the air. I walked out of my house this morning without looking out the window. I was wearing sandals. I had to go back inside. It was snowing.
That's right. A bit of a surprise this morning for some Siouxlanders, as there was some snow on the ground. It did not stick around for too long, and it was only on the grassy surfaces, but it was cold out there this morning, and temperatures today, they were chilly all day long. 44 degrees for your high temperature in Sioux City, 41 in Norfolk and Yankton, as well as Lamar's, 42 in Cherokee, 39 in Storm Lake. The good news, it looks like throughout the rest of the week, we are going to see temperatures at least a little bit warmer in the coming days. Forecast lows tonight, though, still below freezing in the mid-20s, so it is going to be a cold night. We're going to be around 5 degrees to 10 degrees below freezing tonight, so a chilly night here throughout Siouxland. More details on what we can expect throughout the rest of the week in the 9 on 9. Sophie?
Thanks, Marcus. Well, many people do enjoy springtime, but for some that can be a challenge. Siouxlanders are dealing with springtime allergies, which start in February and last until the early summer months. Pollen from trees and grass can cause sneezing, congestion, watery eyes, and other cold-like symptoms. To see how common seasonal allergies are shaping up this year, you can click on this digital exclusive story on our website right now at SiouxlandProud.com. Even in the middle of a pandemic, the #1 killer for women is something that might be even more worrisome. Heart disease continues to be the leading cause of death for women in the United States. Now, that is according to the CDC. 1 in 5 American women die from heart disease, which is often undetected until there's an emergency, like a heart attack. The CDC recommends cutting back on alcohol and quitting tobacco. Regular exercise, eating a healthy diet, and managing your stress levels are also key. Also, women should consult with their doctors about their blood pressure and any concerns about things like diabetes that can put them at risk for developing heart disease. NASA's experimental Mars helicopter has taken flight, a historic day. The little 4-pound helicopter named Ingenuity rose into the air above the dusty red surface of the planet today, achieving the first powered flight by an aircraft on another planet. It was a brief hop, just 39 seconds and about 10 feet in the air, but accomplished all the major milestones. That triumph was hailed as a Wright brothers moment. This mini aircraft, in fact, carried a bit of wing fabric from that 1903 Wright Flyer, which made similar history at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Pretty cool. Today, President Joe Biden held another meeting with both Democratic and Republican lawmakers, this time to discuss his $2 trillion infrastructure proposal. KCAU 9 Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson has the latest.
Monday, President Joe Biden met with a bipartisan group of lawmakers to build support for his $2 trillion infrastructure plan.
I am prepared to compromise. We hopefully will be able to reach some kind of consensus, at least in broad terms.
The president's proposal calls for repairing 20,000 miles of roads and 10,000 bridges, as well as expanding broadband access. Vice President Kamala Harris used the day to make the pitch in North Carolina.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime, once-in-a-generation investment in America's infrastructure.
The plan, however, received mixed reviews on Capitol Hill from Republicans like West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito, who only wants to stick with traditional infrastructure items.
There's a lot of Medicaid payments in there in the healthcare space. There's a lot of construction for schools. Now, should we look at school construction? Sure, but that's not a traditional infrastructure package.
A major sticking point for both sides will be how to pay for the plan. Capito is against corporate tax increases, saying they could hurt job creation.
I just think it makes us less competitive globally, and it reverses what I think was a good trend that we're on right now.
Capito says Republicans expect to outline an infrastructure proposal of their own with a much smaller price tag soon. In Washington, Rashad Hudson.
Fossils found in New Mexico are being linked to a new species. What scientists are calling it and how its teeth played a role. Coming up.
and it's looking like we're going to continue to stay on the cooler side, but with a gradual warming trend. We'll have a few rain chances here and there, and next week we're really going to warm up. Details on that after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and meteorologist Marcus Beasley. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Some warmer temperatures to look forward to. It's been a chilly last week, and this week looks chilly as well. But we're still seeing some of those springtime colors popping up outside. Here's some tulips sent in from one of our viewers in Rock Branch. That's just east of Mobile. So just a great picture sent in right there. If you have any pictures, make sure you send them our way.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Marcus. I saw some beautiful tulips in Des Moines this weekend.
Oh, nice.
All right. Thanks a lot. Well, for many, swimming lessons are all the water training they'll ever need. But for others, it's essential to learn how to survive in the water, not just swim in it. We'll look at those lessons coming up. But first, once known as the Godzilla shark, it's an ancient species getting a new name. What's behind the official scientific title next? A set of 300-million-year-old shark's teeth were the first clue that it might be an extinct species, once known as the Godzilla shark. The ancient species now has a more scientific name, and Rachel Knapp explains.
Going back in time, almost 300 million years ago, paleontologists say New Mexico's landscape was completely different than what we see today.
New Mexico was sitting almost smack dab on the equator, so this was a very tropical place, and the sea level was higher, so that most of the state was under seawater.
And way back then, it was home to one of the most ferocious creatures of the sea that went by the nickname the Godzilla shark.
It was the biggest shark of its time. It was a terribly ferocious predator.
In 2013, a team of scientists learning about rocks in the Manzano Mountains stumbled upon a rare Godzilla shark fossil.
Oh, there it is. That's the part I'm looking for. This is an advanced primitive shark, not a ancestor to the modern shark.
And since then, they've learned a lot about it.
What we know is this shark was almost 7 feet long. It had a mouthful of very sharp teeth, and it had a couple of huge spines on its back. And 7 feet doesn't sound big. I mean, in terms of modern sharks, that's not that big. But 300 million years ago, it was probably the biggest shark, or one of the biggest sharks in the world.
And today, researchers finally came up with a less scary, more scientific name for it, Dracopriestes hoffmanorum. It's a mouthful of a name for a shark that had 12 rows of teeth.
It was probably the top predator, the apex predator in the seaways that covered New Mexico.
The scientific name stems from its Godzilla-like traits with its giant jaws and large spines, as well as honoring the Hoffman family who owns the land where the fossil was found.
There are the gill arches. We got them.
Scientists believe the shark lived in shallow lagoons, preying on crustaceans and other sharks, and its large dorsal fin spines acting as a deterrent against larger predators.
And therefore, you could think of it as Godzilla 300 million years ago, terrorizing the seaways that covered much of New Mexico.
Wow. Well, for mariners, safety training is essential. How one center prepares them for a variety of nautical emergencies. Coming up next. Safety training is a big part of a mariner's job before they head out on the water. Chris Welty shows us how crew members are getting prepared for a worst-case scenario.
Either reversible or obviously worn one way.
Before working on the water, mariners typically go through basic training, which includes personal survival techniques. The training is hands-on and covers multiple scenarios.
In water, life jackets, life rafts, use of that type of equipment, a basic firefighting course, first aid.
Terry Crownover is the director for UL Lafayette's Marine Survival Training Center. He says workers are trained on 3 steps to increase chances of survival. In an emergency, they have a minute to get breathing under control, 10 minutes to self-rescue, and an hour before hypothermia sets in or they pass out.
So if I have a jacket on, now I can focus on getting my breathing under control, because the jacket's going to keep my head up out of the water. If my clothing, little things like a set of gloves, that could increase my time in the water.
Crownover maintains training is essential, especially for rapid emergencies like the Seacorps Power. He prays the remaining missing crew members are safe.
The watertight doors, did they work well and keep the water from penetrating? like I said, there's all kinds of factors that you got to look at here, and like hopefully that might be the case, is that they're sitting there waiting.
That Seacorp powerboat capsized Tuesday. 6 of the 19 workers on board were rescued. 5 were found dead. The Coast Guard does not expect to find more survivors, and they say they will suspend the search at sunset tonight. Taking a live look outside right now, Marcus returns with one more check on your forecast. Don't go away. For now, this live look at downtown Sioux City. Before we wrap up at 5, let's check in first with Tim for what's coming up at 6. Hi, Tim.
Hey, good afternoon, Sophie. All eyes are on Minneapolis, Minnesota this afternoon as the jury in the Derek Chauvin case is now in deliberations. That former police officer, of course, charged with the murder of George Floyd. We'll have a live report coming up inside of World News tonight. That's right after this newscast. Also at 6 o'clock tonight, new information surrounding a morning manhunt that produced a suspect accused of running over the leg of a South Sioux City police officer. Deputies converging near Hornick, searching several miles of land and buildings in that area. One family shares its involvement in the search. Coming up at 6, we'll have a live report there as well. And we'll introduce you to one of the most socially shared, social media shared, I should say, dogs. And well, he's got a huge following, not only online, but in person. You'll tell he can walk like a human. Find out the reason behind that coming up at 6. And another tough day for Iowa Hawkeye basketball fans. Jake explains coming up here in about a half hour.
All right, thanks a lot, Tim. I'm still stuck on that dog that was walking on all fours. A chilly night for a dog.
Yeah, it's going to be cold out there, to say the least. Temperatures dropping down into the mid-20s tonight. So below freezing out there tonight. Tomorrow, a bit warmer. We'll see temperatures in the upper 40s.
Thanks, Marcus. Thank you for joining us. We hope you'll join us again at 6. Until then, good night.